Wowee, this is absolutely insanely exciting. I am very, very excited.
Yeah, you
Why?
said wowee.
We're getting the first trailer for Avengers Infinity War. Possibly, it is the biggest cast ever assembled.
Yes.
Pardon the pun, but it is true because the cast here is absolutely phenomenal. Obviously, we've been waiting for this film for the entire Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Yeah, it's been like 10 years coming. By the time it comes out next year, it's been 10 years since the MCU was started. And I think this is a cinematic achievement that not many people have pulled off. This is a massive cinematic event because it is 10 years of hard work to bring all of these different story threads together. Obviously, we've already seen the Avengers come together twice before, but that's only like a portion of the amount of characters that this universe has assembled over this amount of time. So seeing them come together to fight one villain that has kind of been in the background of this entire franchise the entire time is going to be very exciting to see.
It's very exciting, and plus we know we're moving towards an ending. Kevin Feige has said, not this Avengers, but Avengers 4 will actually tie off the MCU and
because this is kind of like a two-part thing, isn't it? It's kind
as
of
far
like
as
two
we
parts,
know,
like
yeah. So
Infinity War Part 1 and Part 2, even though they've got different names, it's going to get like join up to two films eventually. So
pretty much, more or less. But anyway, this is so exciting. I cannot wait to freaking watch this trailer.
Directed by the Russo brothers who did Civil War. Obviously, we were a little bit lukewarm on Civil War, but I think now that they'll have, they have to work with color for this film, and it's going to be much less kind of documentary style. It's going to be much more kind of operatic and huge because of the scale of the film. I think we're going to see a lot more exciting stuff from them, a lot more similar to what they were doing in Winter Soldier. Anyway, let's check this out. Let's see how we go.
Let's hit this. Marvel do make incredible trailers.
To bring together a group of remarkable people.
To see if we could become something more.
Oh, okay.
So when they needed us, we could fight the battles
that they never could.
It's gone for that same darker tone trailer that the last couple of films have gone for, that first trailer.
Get around that Avengers theme coming through.
It's the same composer's back, Silvestri.
In time, you will know what it's like to lose. To feel so desperately that you're right.
That's
yet to
Thanos
fail
talking.
all the same. Dread it. Run from it. Destiny still arrives.
Oh boy, get right around him. Oh, new Spidey outfit.
Engage all defenses. And get this man a shield.
Fun isn't something one considers when balancing the universe.
Josh Brolin's voice is Thanos though.
But this does put a smile on my face.
Oh boy, it's big. Hearing that theme is actual gold.
Who the hell are you guys?
Alrighty.
yeah.
So there's a lot to take in and a lot more kind of details than we'll be able to pick apart in this short video, especially because I'm sure there's that many kind of Easter eggs and things for the people that are really kind of hardcore fans to pick apart. But just on that kind of surface level, I really like the look of the film. Obviously, it has gone for the daytime Avengers thing again. I was low-key hoping that we were going to end up seeing a nighttime action sequence, which is just a personal thing for me. But I think it does look gorgeous. It has a massive scale to it. Really looks like they're bringing together as many different characters and as many of their worlds. It's not just about bringing the characters together, but also the worlds and the people that are involved in the individual stories throughout the MCU, which I think is going to really, really work, considering this villain definitely had the aura about him that I wanted to see. He felt like a big deal.
I think you're right. I think always really exciting to see a big villain and a big villain tackled like this, because we've never seen anything quite like this before. And Josh Brolin's voice absolutely fits Thanos perfectly.
Yeah.
And I'm just so
He
excited.
made a purple dude who, which, I mean, to a lot of people, I think they're going to look, Thanos looks quite ridiculous. The people who don't know who Thanos is, it's like, it's just some big purple dude. I think his visual effects look awesome. I think Brolin has already brought a massive amount of gravity to him.
Plus, we're still quite far away from the end of the film, the film being released as well, so I'm sure his VFX are going to grow. But I mean, like, everything here is looking massive. The scale of this film, it just looks huge. It looks like an epic, which it should feel like as well.
I'm glad they went for people on the street straight away with Spider-Man, especially through Spider-Man's character. I would not be surprised if what we saw there looked like he was going to go dive in headlong on his own first. That's kind of what it seemed like he was like, all right, I'm going to do something about it straight away. I really, really want to see how these characters are going to interact. Obviously, the Guardians were left until the end. We completely had an idea that they were going to link up with Thor first, kind of from the end of Ragnarok. We kind of figured that that was how it was going to go. Hopefully, they come into the film not too late, not like right at the end. I'd like to see them, because I feel like this film's going to kind of have that thing where it kind of builds and builds and builds, and we get a couple of character deaths, a couple of kind of resolutions, but it's going to kind of get left for like an even bigger finale with the fourth film. And that's the thing that I do want to focus on here, is that I hope this film has real stakes. So I'm glad they've gone straight for the civilians. I want to feel the threat of Thanos as someone who can literally tear the universe apart with this power he's going to possess. So I want to feel like there's people who can die in this film. I want to know that, you know, some of our favorites may die, and while it may suck and may be devastating for us, that devastation is going to be really emotionally powerful and resonating, and that's what I'm really hoping for with this movie.
Most definitely, especially when both Age of Ultron and Civil War dealt with the stakes of humanity and how many people can die. Here, we've got superheroes that can die. These are the people that are protecting humanity. So I think that's just such an exciting premise for them to really, really kind of play with here. Also, I've got to make mention, Black Panther is just looking fantastic. I'm
really,
so
really
excited
excited
for
for
this
that solo
film.
movie.
And of course, Cap is just looking incredible.
It looks great with that beard. He's needed that for a while.
He's just looking like a true leader, and I'm absolutely loving it.
The other thing that I'm really interested by is that this film seems really earthbound. Obviously, we have a couple of characters that are going to be starting out in space, but I really like the fact that it seems so kind of driven and connected to Earth. I was kind of expecting them to go to space straight away, and who knows whether we will see that in later trailers or things to come, or it may actually happen in the movie. But this really seemed like a battle for Earth at this point, which I really, really dig. It definitely looks like Vision is in a spot of bother, which I think a lot of us definitely expected, having one of the stones in his head. But I'm definitely, there's definitely going to be some deaths. I think there's going to be some really, really heavy moments in this film, and that's what I want from a Marvel film at this stage. I do want to note, though, that the first trailers for Civil War, Ultron, and a couple of others all had really, really serious first trailers, and obviously the films weren't quite as serious.
Well, Doctor Strange is the biggest one.
Doctor Strange as well. So the thing is that I'm hoping for here is that while this first trailer has promised us a really, really sincere movie, people are really excited from just this alone. The comedy at this stage, I think while there is going to be some, it's going to work. I really, really want to see a movie that is a lot more focused on just how hard-hitting this movie is. We care about these characters. We want to know what's at stake. I just would like to see that with this movie.
For sure, most definitely. I'm just so freaking excited at this rate. And I just really hope as well that, I mean, like, the score, the Avengers theme was so present in that trailer. I'm really hoping it is present and alive when the film comes out.
Memorable music, hey? Memorable music. But I think overall we're looking at a movie that is definitely going to have, at least from the scale, the ambition behind it, what has been built by this studio over the last 10 years. I'm sure it is going to deliver in some way, shape or form. Who knows what we're going to think of it necessarily at this stage, but I'm pretty sure it's safe to say we are going to have a pretty good movie.
So those were our thoughts on the first trailer for Avengers Infinity War. What are you thinking? Let us know in the comment section below.
And when you're down, it's probably worth hitting our subscribe button to see more stuff from us.
And don't forget to check us out on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat and Twitter, all at Breaking Banter.